The producers wish to advise that the following episode of Bondi Rescue contains scenes that may distress some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. At its core, a lifeguard's mission is simple: preserve human life.
40,000 people down here on any given day, and we'll do 100, maybe 200 rescues some days.
But this summer has been unlike any in recent memory, as a drowning epidemic has swept Australia. 280 people are dead.
A man in his 50s was pulled from the ocean.
A 2-year-old boy was discovered unconscious.
Today, the body of a 25-year-old man.
The New South Wales horror run of drownings has continued.
When you hear of a lot of drownings around Australia, it puts a lot more pressure on the team because it's happening everywhere and you just don't want that statistic to happen down here.
Those heads out the back of the back,
5 people have walked off the shallows of a sandbank.
You better go.
Into the deep water of Backpackers Rip.
I just saw this cluster of people right out the back of Backpackers where the surfers were, and it didn't look good at all.
Yeah, they're waving now. They're waving.
Boys, hands are waving. There's 5 heads. You're gonna have to go. Coming.
The people are staying above water, but they appear to be struggling.
What I saw next just absolutely shocked me to the core.
Just hang on, guys. We've got boys coming out for you. Just hold on.
Jethro notices something isn't right.
It's actually a girl floating on her back. Someone holding her arm. Hopefully it's not as bad as it looks.
We've got boys coming out for you.
In the turbulence, lifeguards try to identify who is worse off.
Yeah, boys, just so you know, the old bloke furthest out is the worst. Hopefully Singos gets straight on him.
I couldn't see the patients on the way out, and then I remember coming over to the last wave, and what I saw next just, absolutely shocked me to the core.
Hello. Shit.
The woman is unconscious and not breathing. Singlets must let the team know. The situation is critical.
Instead of 3 pumps, the first thing you got to do is get the defib down to the shore.
Jeff, get me down back to the defib. Well, you never want to see that signal because you know that you've got a really heavy situation happening and, you've really got to act and act quickly.
Ambulance, please.
Whoa! This girl's unconscious.
Singlets is desperate for help, but there are no lifeguards free.
Of course, I wanted to help Singo. He was asking for help, but I couldn't leave this guy that was clearly about to drown. I had to get him to the sandbank and then go help again.
Lifeguards learn the people are from the same family.
Go.
Further out, the situation has become much worse.
Corey! This lady's unconscious. Shit. Can you help him?
Singlets was screaming at me to come over and help him, and then I heard on the megaphone.
Cause there's one out to the left here as well.
I think there's someone else that's just as bad, hey?
Had to paddle over the crest of 1 or 2 more little waves, and then I just saw a person face down, just lifeless and face down.
There's 2 unconscious patients out there.
Look, I've seen some crazy things in my 19 years of service, and mate, that one was just unbelievable.
To have 2 people unconscious at the same time, I've never seen that in my lifetime of being a lifeguard.
Lady, hello.
And Chapo's not even working. Chapo's in there.
You know, usually there's a bit of colour in someone who's unconscious, but mate, that was just straight up really bad. Where we were, there was just a constant little waves that just kept chipping away, like just making it harder and harder and harder.
I don't even know what's going on out there anymore.
I just went straight to Corey because he needed help.
Singlets is left with no assistance.
I remember when the other lifeguards paddled to the other patients. You know, I just felt like, how am I going to manage this? Like, there's no one to help.
It's been 3 minutes since the pair were found face down. The human brain cannot survive without oxygen for much longer than 6 minutes.
If I lose my board,
Come on, mate. Talk to me. Hello.
worst possible scenario,
Hello.
I'm going to be in the water with a dead patient.
Hello. Come on, Tom.
I just thought to myself, I'm going to have to draw on every little bit of skill, every little bit of training
Lady, hello.
to get this woman in, because there is really no other option.
Come on, lady. Talk to me. Hello. Can you come in and help?
Anyone who's tried to pick up an unconscious patient is just pretty much sometimes impossible on your own. And, you know, for the job he did, it was just incredible.
We're going to get her out on the board. Lift the board. Lift the board. Lift the front. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Right here.
Sideways. Use the drone.
This way.
Yeah.
Right, next boy.
4.5 minutes after Oddbjorg was first found, Singlets begins the vital compressions, which will circulate oxygen from her bloodstream through to her brain.
Don't worry about that. Keep coming.
1, 2, 3.
Kerbox prepares the defibrillator. The voice system will notify lifeguards if an electric shock can be given to restart Oddbjorg's heart.
Apply pad.
Settle down.
Don't
Don't worry about that. Keep coming.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Let me do that. That's all right.
Oddbjorg's sister watches on.
Okay, mate. Get ready to get off.
One. Stop CPR. Do not touch the patient.
Where's the other boy?
No shock advised.
They're out there, mate. They're still out there.
Needed. Begin CPR.
Everyone knew, like, we've got to get him in as quick as possible, and as time went on, we're just thinking, got to get him in.
Even with like 3 or 4 other guys trying to push the board when a wave came, the wave just wouldn't take us. I just couldn't believe it.
Lifeguards must battle against the power of backpackers' rip.
Corey did that initial work and he was just like, get him in, and we were trying.
Kerbox and Singlets are desperate for assistance.
Hey, mate, can you get your hand here?
No English.
Can you get down? Yeah, this gentleman just came up after I was yelling, you know, please someone help. He couldn't speak English and, you know, realistically, it didn't matter. We just needed his help. You know, we're forever grateful.
Continue for 30 seconds.
Can we swap?
No, keep going. The boys, where are they? Let's get out.
Almost 6 minutes have lapsed since Corey first reached Johnny. 5 surfers have joined 3 lifeguards in the fight against the rip.
Somehow he came off the board again. It just drove me insane that I couldn't get him in.
The man weighs in excess of 100 kilograms.
Still, at least from what I can see, 2 patients in the water. Kerbox and singlets and someone else that I can't tell are doing a resus on another patient right now. It's the one singlets brought in. Hopefully that ammo gets here real quick.
Tilt the head, man. Head back. Head tilt. That's it.
Continue. Continue.
Hold back.
Lifeguards listen to the defibrillator,
Continue for 15 seconds.
but Oddbjerg's heart rhythm is in flatline and she can't be shocked.
1. Stop CPR. Stop now. Analyzing heart rhythm.
I remember looking around and went, oh no.
This is going to be the worst thing I've ever seen as a lifeguard.
The thing that was going through my brain more than anything was like, this person's friends or family are going to be on the beach watching this whole thing.
Can you hold that there? That's just that.
7 minutes after Johnny was first found in the water, resuscitation begins.
Compressions now, cause. Coming out. Compressions, cause. Straight enough. Let go, mate. Don't use your thumbs, mate.
This is the worst crisis the service has faced in decades.
So bad.
He's so determined to get the patient back, no matter how long they've been unconscious for. You know, you're not going to give up.
Get the bearing. Tilt the head, mate. Head back. Head tilt. That's it.
Continue.
Good compressions, box.
They're getting there. They're getting there.
Get the ambos. Oh, he's going to come. Rolling. Rolling, mate. Go on, mate. Come on, mate. Come on.
Essential to the boys. Boys, have I got anyone to come up here and give the ambos a lift down by any chance?
Go. Take the buggy. Now, boys. Just need you to come over. Yeah. Go, boys. Go.
Yes, mate.
Yeah, jump in. Jump in.
3.
Okay, mate. Get ready to get away.
That 1. That 1.
How many pictures you got? 2.
Stop CPR.
15 minutes after the pair were found face down,
There's one patient.
the prospect of successful resuscitation is becoming less likely by the second.
Is it good? Jump water.
3. That 1.
Just keep going with the compression. Yeah? Just keep going with the compression. Anybody's coming.
Fingers crossed, boys. Come on.
How are you, mate?
What we got?
Good guy. No pulse, no breathing. In the water for maybe 5 minutes.
How we going with the shocks and all that?
We haven't had a shock. We haven't had a mayfist.
Just keep going with CPR?
Yep, that's all we've been doing, man.
The whole time, I wanted to see nothing but see him start coughing or blink or something, you know.
Johnny is also fitted with a defibrillator in the hope his heart can be restarted.
Okay, we're 1 minute 30 now.
I was just really, really hoping something would happen.
Got it. You tell me when to get going.
A non-shockable rhythm.
But no shockable rhythm is present.
Back to CPR, print, please, ventilate.
Okay.
4 minutes exactly.
With our compressions, the hope is that we generate a shockable rhythm and get it off flatline, and that can help him come back to life.
Okay, so we're at 5 minutes then.
Okay, I'll go to the 6 minutes. You want me to stop?
Bung in.
Yeah, I'm all right. I've got another 2 minutes.
We don't stop CPR now. We let you know when you stop, okay? Doing well, guys.
30 metres away, paramedics fit an ECG machine to Oddbjerg, hoping to identify electrical activity in her heart.
Singleton and I just weren't going to give up. And then, out of nowhere, he said, "Oh, hey boys, I think I'm getting a faint electrical activity there." Next minute, you know, we heard, "We've got activity, there's a pulse come back." I looked at Singleton and was like, "Oh my God, like, we've got it back."
Absolutely incredible. One of the paramedics told me that there's a 0.01% chance that someone will survive something like this, and there it was right in front of us.
And the boys had already beaten all the odds. Yeah, I was just stoked that the boys got her back.
It was just this huge relief, and Singleton and I were like, "Thank God." But, you know, that didn't help things as well, because then the boys, unfortunately, across from us were like, you know, had their heads down, and all of a sudden, you know, our focus turned to them, and then I was like, "Oh no."
With their sister revived, family members turned to their brother-in-law. But after 30 minutes of CPR, paramedics call an end to the resuscitation.
We're just like, why can't we get this guy back? Like, you know, over the years we've had so many successful sort of resusces and situations, and mate, it's surreal. It's surreal having someone die at your hands.
I saw them, and then you guys were there, and I was like, just routine, and they just went like that.
Yeah. It's not what many people are used to dealing with.
Yeah, poor Jeffro, he was in the tower, and would have hit him hard as well, because I don't think he's ever seen anything like this either.
It's harder to be in the tower when resusces are going on, because you feel helpless, but you're playing such an important role.
Yeah, when Singlet started paddling, it just got worse and worse. Yeah, when you know, it's our one job down here to get everyone home safe and out of the water, and you know, obviously sometimes we do our best and it's not good enough, but it hurts a lot.
Now breathing on her own, Oddbjerg is placed into an induced coma and prepared for transportation to hospital.
But when she left the beach, you know, you're never out of the woods. You got a big fight still on your hands.
I'll come with you as well, all right? It's going to be okay.
Thank you.
She's showing really good signs, all right? So just relax, okay? It's going to be all right.
I had a brother in here too.
I know, it's okay. We'll just worry about one person at a time, okay?
Thank you.
It would have been horrific to watch a family member, if not two of them, you know, going for a leisurely swim 1 minute and next minute being resuscitated on the middle of the beach.
What do we know about this girl? Does anyone actually know her? Or
No,
there's a relations house, yeah.
Okay. You want the stairs or the tower, boys?
Stairs or the tower? I mean, our stretcher's there, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be easy to get over here because it's going to be too narrow.
Move the beds to whatever.
Yeah, we'll go to the wide one.
What's the easiest spot? I think it's stairs. Yeah. Move the bed. Hey, Mitch, can you jump off with the bed? Bring her out first so everyone's around the field.
It may be days before Oddbjerg's condition is fully known.
You never have that feeling of relief until you finally get the all clear, and you're just praying for days that you're going to get that.
Mate, I just see them all the time and it just doesn't end like that. It never ends like that. It's not meant to end like that.
Yeah, you never lost anyone that worked before, Like, I feel like...
Yeah. You've done your best. There's nothing more than you could have done, you know what I mean?
It felt like 10 minutes. We were all just standing there as a group. I think everyone was just trying to comprehend it.
"23-year-old Wally is in his first season as a Bondi lifeguard.
Yeah, I was very blank. I didn't know how to feel kind of thing. I was sort of like, what just happened kind of thing. I don't really know how I was feeling at that stage. It was a bit blank.
Don't worry if it's not all right, because even I'm battling with it. And it's just what it is. It's horrible.
The bond between the guys that have been involved in that was incredible.
Before lifeguards get a chance to debrief on what has just happened, they're called back to the beach.
Yeah, I got a potential loss within the same route.
Less than 5 minutes since a man's body was carried away, someone has dived into Backpacker's Rip.
I remember we were all in the tower going like, why? Like, what didn't they see? Didn't they notice that something horrible had just happened?
How stupid can you be? Yeah, look, I don't know if you've been here for the last 10 minutes, but we've just had a really bad incident happen right here. We have a sign that says dangerous currents. We're really getting frustrated. Help us out.
I couldn't believe that he was swimming in that exact same spot.
Go around the back, just go across the beach onto the sandbank. Go across.
Like 10 minutes later, I don't get it.
Not even 5 minutes after a fatality, I don't get it. At the end of the day, we do our job and we set the beach up to be as safe as possible.
Yeah, hold on.
We put the flags in the safest spot on the beach. That's where they're meant to swim. So these guys that swim in these spots, they've got to take responsibility for their own lives at some stage.
Incidents that have gone on here?
Well, I don't know. It's ambulance right here. I don't know.
Yeah. It's because someone was swimming exactly where you were. Brilliant. Let go and walk out. He went in the exact same spot those tourists were in, so I don't know what you got to do down here to make people stop swimming in the wrong spot. So he didn't even know what the red and yellow flags were.
Yeah, I might hit you tomorrow, I might hit you next week, but the thing is, we're all in it together.
The worst I've seen in my 8 lane.
I've never seen 2 at a time. Not 2 at a time.
And looking around at the surface faces and everything, everyone was just horrified and just no one could help.
And honestly, I'm proud of everyone you guys, so
thanks, man.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourselves up.
I suppose that's the nature of our job.
Yeah.
You all think it can happen and you know it can happen, but it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a job that we do. We love doing it. And, I think that you can't blame yourself. What if that did happen?
I mean, we got one back and that's something, so...
Yeah, I'm glad that was a big
Yeah.
Focus on that.
Yeah.
I care about the younger guys, and you know, I'm an old bloke these days, and you know, it's important that I show support, and that's what I try to do, and I'll keep trying to do. Kept in touch with the boys the whole time, making sure they're okay, but yeah, it was difficult. Yeah. Anyway.
3 days after the drowning, lifeguards await news on the condition of 67-year-old Oddbjerg, the woman they resuscitated.
I was just sitting in the tower watching the water, and we got a knock at the door, and she said, hi, you rescued my sister? And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, and she was looking at me, and I just said, you know, how is she? And she's like, this is her. And the lady just stood there, and like we just looked at each other for 20 seconds. I just looked at her. I was like, this can't be real. Like, you should be dead.
As soon as we saw each other, we just had this huge hug for about a minute, and there were tears. I think one stage we just looked at each other. For me to see her with life in her body and life in her eyes was incredible. So this is from the sister, actually, who was here. I only got this on Friday, so... Dear Trent, thank you again for saving my sister from drowning on Bondi Beach.
For the hard work you and your fellow lifeguards did for both Oddbjerg and our brother-in-law, Johnny, meant the world to us.
I had the feeling of being in a roller coaster between deep sorrow and extreme happiness.
Going home together with Oddbjerg, who shows no signs of injury at all, is the best gift ever.
I would like you to know, and also pass on to your fellow lifeguards, that all of us who are present at Bondi are so grateful for your knowledge, capacity, endurance, and hard work regarding both Johnny and my sister.
Our sister, who lost her husband, asked me to thank you for trying as hard as you did to save Johnny's life.
His coffin will come to Norway in a few days, so we are going to gather for his funeral. Please pass on our thanks to everybody involved.
North Bondi, on days like today, you know, you can't beat it.
Hello, how are you?
You know, we all try to, you know, get together once in a while, and, you know, what better way than having a barbecue together. It doesn't wipe out what happened, but it eases a bit, so, yeah, it's good. A lot of the boys have got families now, and wives and partners and fiancés like myself, and it's like one big family. Yeah, this summer's been really hard for us. It's been testing at times. We've had an unfortunate tragedy. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's our job, and we just got to keep coming back and turning up and doing the same job day in, day out. And we've got to move forward, and days like today, getting together with all the family, it's, you know, it's fun, and it eases the pain a bit.
We're Adler every day, how are you?
You know, we're more than just colleagues, we're mates, you know, and we're mates for life.